Bell pepper's done. Green beans snapped. Broccoli debranched.
You wanna talk, and I can be the black boy, you can be the top, and I can be the ball. Yeah, when the sky comes falling, even when the sun don't shine, I got faith in you and I.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, meal prepping is what we'll be doing. I'll be meal prepping breakfast, lunch, dinner. Let me go ahead and get into what we'll be making. So on today's menu, we're gonna start with breakfast. And for breakfast, I'll be having some overnight oats with blueberries and honey. And then we'll move into lunch. For lunch, I'll be having teriyaki chicken with rice, white rice and broccoli. And then for dinner, I'll be having honey, garlic, soy glazed salmon with green beans and potatoes. It'll be healthier. So first on the list, we have overnight oats in these little cute containers that I got off Amazon. They're so cute. So I like to meal prep for 5 days at a time. Sometimes like some portions will go over, but 5 is what I like to do. So this is what we'll be doing. And for the rolled oats, let me run down what we'll be using. So I used old-fashioned rolled oats, specifically the gluten-free brand by Bob's Red Mill. He has like other ones, but I get that. We're gonna be using silk almond milk because I am lactose intolerant, vanilla flavored, and chia seeds. Now, these are the ones that I found at HEB, which are the packeted ones. But I actually like to go to Whole Foods and just get however many chia seeds that I wanted. But I did want to share with y'all that I have. There's multiple options where you can get them. You don't necessarily have to go to Whole Foods and get them packaged. They do sometimes tend to be in the regular grocery stores. Like I'm pretty sure you can find this at Walmart as well. Honey for toppings and brown sugar. I forgot to make that. And when it comes to blueberries, when it comes to like oat toppings, there are so many that you could do. Like you could do a chocolate peanut butter version, you could do just a peanut butter version, you could just use raspberries on tops, like coconut shavings. You can really spice it up or change it up however you like. I just really like blueberry. And one thing that I will use sometimes, but I'm not going to be using today, is a little bit of cinnamon. That little bit of cinnamon does add like just a little bit more, it brings out some of the flavors. So sometimes I like to use that as well. So I'll be showing y'all in 1 cup, and then I'm just gonna speed through the other 5. I like to use a 1/4 cup just because I also put brown sugar and milk in here, and it's easier if I just use a 1/4 cup so that I don't have to waste a lot of different measuring cups. But I do put 1/2 cup of oats into each one. Then next I go in with the chia seeds. Now with the chia seeds, I like to use 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon is still considered a lot. A lot of people only use about a 1/4 teaspoon, but I just really like the texture that the chia seeds give to the overnight oats, so that's why I like to use them. And I'll also be using a teaspoon of brown sugar. Now you can just use honey as a substitute if that's what you're feeling, or you can also use sugar, white sugar as well. Or if you don't want any flavoring, you can also do that. And in this one, as y'all can see, I actually ended up putting 2 teaspoons. Now you can use a spoon to shake it up, but I like to shake up the dry ingredients before I go ahead and add in the white.
Staying on a bit of mystery. I like mystery.
Then I'll go in with 1/4 cup of almond milk.
Party done, got me outside, ready to go, go jump in the ride. We got unfinished business. So
Sometimes can tend to not be enough, so I usually go in with just enough to cover up, which sometimes can be the whole half, but I found that if you add the whole half, it can actually be just a tad too much. So it's a little bit under 1/2, just a little bit. Then I go in and I add a splash of vanilla, just a splash.
we got unfinished business.
Make sure you rinse off your blueberries if this is your first time. And then I just go in and add however many I see fit. I like my stuff really, like, I like to taste the fruit in every bite. So I'm not gonna cap to y'all. I tend to use a lot of blueberries, y'all. Like, I'm not drizzle of honey just to give it that final test I see fit. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other 5.
Me speeding on that motorway. 25 minutes from where I should be. You know, say me, I got there in 15. And we went straight to the bedroom. First floor, so quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in here. You know, when I kiss Sunday, tell me she been waiting all night. So she really feeling my vibe. Tell me so she won't feel alright, 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 alright. You know I need from you tonight. Girl, come over. Girl, come over. I know we only met tonight, but girl, come over. Girl, come over. You ain't gotta say it, I can tell. You ain't really had nothing like this. Gonna bring the neighbors to the bell. Baby girl, you gotta be quiet, yeah. Girl, I love the way you say my name, hey. And I know you know I like it. If there's one thing for sure, you'll be calling tomorrow. And we went straight to the bedroom. First floor, so quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in here, you know.
All right, y'all, last step, a little drizzle drazzle. I don't know why I don't ever like turn this honey upside down so it's easy for your girl.
So quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in here, you know.
And like, if y'all could see the little honey drizzle that I do, it probably is already blended in, but it's like them parts where the blueberry is darker. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and seal these up for us, well, for me, and place these in the fridge. Hey y'all, so next things next is I'm gonna go ahead and prep all the veggies and the meats for us to cook. We're gonna start with this lovely yellow bell pepper, and I'm gonna cut her up into strips, and we're gonna distribute her into this beautiful clear container that I have. The thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse it off.
Party done, got me outside, ready to.
So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the seed.
Party done, got me outside, ready to go, go jump in the ride. We got unfinished business.
So y'all, I actually realized that cutting the bell pepper from the inside is easier, so don't listen to me previously. Cut it from the inside, y'all. You know, I'm only 22, so I'm learning, but cut it from the inside. Y'all saw how Kristen Cuss was getting, that's like Kristen.
Tonight, to my bed door, girl, you ain't say nothing yet.
So now the bell peppers are chopped up, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the broccoli. Like always, I wash all my vegetables, but I'm just gonna keep cutting it out the video, but wash your vegetables.
Party done, got me outside, ready to go, go jump in the ride. We got unfinished business, so baby come over. So now she was biting my ass. Baby got me speeding on that motorway. 25 minutes from where I should be. You know, say me, I got there in 15. And we went straight to the bedroom. First floor, so quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in.
Hey y'all, so now the broccoli is done and cut up. Almost fell out, so glad it didn't. But yeah, the broccoli's done. And now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the green beans. It's the last of the veggies that we have to cut up. Then we'll get to cutting up the chicken. Don't have to cut up the salmon because it's pre-cut.
I feel alright, 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 alright. You know I need from you tonight. Girl, come.
Y'all, so halfway done. One bag. Second bag to go. And I don't know if y'all can read that clock right there. Y'all can't because y'all can't see it. But it is 1:16 a.m. And I'm tired. But I'm gonna make it. I just want to insert this in here. Like, this healthy life to pass Kari. I'm trying.
Tonight, but girl, come over. Girl, come over. You ain't gotta say it, I can tell. You ain't really had nothing like this.
Hey guys and girls. And so now I'm done. I chopped up the chicken as well because my knife was getting real dull, so I didn't want y'all to see me struggle. I was struggling. It was real, baby. The struggle was real. Okay, so chicken's chopped up. Bell pepper's done. Green beans snapped. Broccoli debranched. I couldn't think of another name, so. Broccoli debranched. Okay, so y'all, okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on. The salmon is already pre-cut. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and start seasoning stuff because the recipe that I'm using didn't say nothing about seasoning beforehand. But one thing I'm gonna do, I'm always gonna season my food beforehand because once it's in a pan, it's in a pan and I can't change it. What Ramsay say, don't ever serve no raw salt. And so the only way for the sauce to get cooked is if it goes on the chicken before the sauce. Because at that point, now the sauce is going to be salty. You feel me? Because if you had put the salt on the chicken, because I'm using teriyaki sauce, y'all. So if I had put the salt on the chicken, then the chicken going to be salt on it. Not salty, because I don't do salty. But it'll have salt on it. And the sauce going to stay teriyaki.
And y'all, at this point, I realized I was too tired.
Let me go ahead and season the chicken.
And here's another episode of my sleep deprivation in this video.
I sound like a master chef. I sound fancy.
Baby girl, you gotta be quiet, yeah. Girl, I love the way you say my name, hey. And I know I like it. If there's one thing for sure, you'll be calling tomorrow. And we went straight to the bedroom. First floor, so quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in here. You know, when I kiss Sunday, tell me she been with.
I'm done chopping up the chicken and seasoning it. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it in the pan. And y'all can watch me make the teriyaki sauce and all that good jazz. The chicken is chopped up and it's seasoned. I'm gonna go ahead and oil this pan using sesame oil and we can get started with cooking the teriyaki chicken and sauteing the broccoli because I already put the rice on. And you need a half a cup of teriyaki sauce and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and that's how you make bootleg teriyaki sauce because you can make it from scratch, but I'm not making mine from scratch, so that's what we're gonna do. Sauce. I'm gonna be using an 1/8 cup just because my 1/4 cup is in the washer, so that's what we're gonna be using. Go ahead and open this up. We're gonna go ahead and do that.
I know we only met.
This is what the final mixture looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into the chicken because the chicken's only supposed to be cooking for 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then you go ahead and add the teriyaki so that it can thicken up and really get onto the chicken for 5 to 6 minutes.
First floor, so quick we forgot to lock the door. What happens in here, girl, stays in here. You know, when I kiss Sunday.
Next things next is while the chicken is cooking and doing what it needs to do, I'm gonna go ahead and lay out these containers. So let me go ahead and lay everything out because the rice is cooking. All of that. Untouchable, yeah. Untouchable. Alright, y'all, next things next. The chicken's still in about cooking with the teriyaki sauce, and we can't saute the veggies, but the rice is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and start filling up these containers with rice.
She said, baby, I'm afraid to fall in love.
So yeah, now that we removed that off the heat, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the containers. I'm making more rice for each container because I just don't feel like it's enough for, you know, every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. And y'all can watch.
It's not reciprocated. I told her don't rush, girl, don't you rush. Guess it's all a game of patience. She said, what if I...
So now that we have a, now that we have a sizzle in the pan, as you can see by these little agent marks, these little bubbles, we can go ahead and add the broccoli. I don't have it. And then let that saute with the bell peppers and then add that in, and we have one dish down. So one thing that I like to do if my broccoli isn't cooking fast enough is I go ahead and put a lid on it, and then this just keeps the steam in, so it's like they're steaming and sauteing at the same time, or like that's how I think of it, and the cooking process does go a lot faster. But I would like to say one thing though about vegetables is I had to learn that if you want nutritional value out of vegetables, you cannot cook them until they're limp. They still need a crunch when you bite into them. Otherwise, they've lost their complete nutritional value and you're just eating broccoli. So this is the consistency that I'm talking about. You want your broccoli. Like, you see how it's like a bright green on the tips? Still white on the inside, green on the outside. You still have like good vitamins. And if I cut into it, like if I cut into this piece of broccoli, you see I can't get through it. You know? You want that. You want a little. I'm gonna go ahead and start transferring these over to the bowls.
I dive deep. Will you come in after me? Would you share your flaws with me?
Second batch, in the first batch I forgot to add the yellow bell peppers, but I've added them here, so I let those cook down first and then add the broccoli in about 30 seconds. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add the salt and pepper like I did the first time. Just to make sure everything has its own flavor. And I'm gonna let this cook down. Add a little sesame oil on top to make sure that everything has enough oil. Not too much, you don't want your food to be greasy. I'm gonna go ahead and put this top on here.
Told her thinking is I'm wrong. Love will happen when it wants. Know it hurts sometimes, but don't let it go.
So y'all, this is the finished product. And I will start on tomorrow. I will finish. I'm going to bed for tonight, but I'll finish tomorrow. So now I'm cutting up the potatoes. Now we're done cutting them up. Make sure that you dry the potatoes because that'll make the oil and the seasoning stick better. So then I'm gonna take some olive oil and I'm gonna go ahead and douse this.
You said, what if I tell you?
Now I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt, and some black pepper and some garlic. And you can add cayenne pepper if you want, but I'm gonna be honest with you, cayenne pepper is just there for show. So sometimes I add it if I want things to look a bit more golden brown, but if you're looking for a little bit of spice, add a different spice. Add a different hot spice. Like you can add red pepper flakes, but I don't like those. So then once I'm gonna go ahead and add everything, then I'm gonna continue. I add about 1 tablespoon of this. Well, 1.5 tablespoons, to be honest. But I've already added a tablespoon, so I'm just gonna add 1 more. And then salt and add pepper to your heart's desire. If you feel anything in your bone to tell you it's not enough, it's not enough, sis. And then one thing about potatoes is because they're starch, they can take a lot more seasoning than something as delicate like as fish. That can't have as much, otherwise you'll overpower it. Go ahead and add that. Then mix it. I'm gonna mix it with my hands to make life just easier. So Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these potatoes that I've mixed around like so, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them on this pan and then put them in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. Now I've officially got the roasted potatoes on their pan. Don't they look cute? They look delicious. Get you a little up close. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven for about 30 minutes at 375, just so you guys know. So we're done. I'm gonna save this bowl because it has like olive oil and salt and pepper in it, and I don't believe in wasting anything. So I'm gonna use this for the green beans later once the potatoes are done. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and work on this salmon. Y'all hear me? This salmon. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the refrigerator, cut open the packaging, dry everything off, and season it. Okay, y'all, so now it's been 15 minutes and the potatoes do need to cook for at least 30, but you want to cook them until they're tender. But I like to go in and move them around after 15 minutes just to kind of get an even cook. So that's what I'm about to do.
All the things I've done, did you run away from me? I told her, baby.
So now, y'all, next thing that I'm gonna do is pat all my salmon dry.
We all got bags full of shit that we don't want.
Do that, and then I have like, whenever I cook seafood, I always have a bag that's designated for all seafood things. And I do that with all my meats just so that you don't just have a whole bunch of meat juices flowing around in your garbage can. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and salt this.
But I can't unpack.
Okay. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and heat up a pan because I wanna sear my salmon first, but just to sear because then we're gonna make the sauce. You guys will see. So now I'm gonna heat up the pan and start searing this.
So then I went in with this Kiko Man soy sauce. It's the one that I like to use. I have all the measurements down below, so I'm not going to mention them here because I don't know them off the top of my head. And don't get on me for the wrapper, y'all, because I did that while trying to transport. It's just dried up soy sauce. But you're going to go ahead and add that in there. And then after that, I do know that I added 2 tablespoons of garlic. Pre-chopped because I can't do it, y'all. I can't mince it. Then add just a little bit of water, like a tablespoon, and then add in as much honey as you want, but not too much because you don't want your fish to burn. Then stir, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the salmon.
I want you, 'cause I want you. I want you, 'cause I want you. I want you. I want you.
The green beans onto their plate. I'm just gonna use the same dish that I used to make the potatoes because that already has like oil and stuff, and I don't want to waste any of it. So I'm gonna also take the little bit of oil that I have in the bowl and get that in the green beans as well, and then pour it up here.
She said, baby, I'm afraid to fall in love. So what if it's not reciprocated? Told her don't rush, girl, don't you rush. Guess it's all a game of pictures.
Hey y'all, so I'm back. We're at the final step, which is gonna be to add these green beans in. You have your 3 meals for the week.
You don't have to do too much. I would advise that if you are gonna do this, unlike me, you should prep the first day and cook everything the second day, because prepping and cooking are a lot to do in one time. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up and show y'all the final look of everything, and then put these in the refrigerator. So I actually ended up having enough to make 7 instead of my normal 6 to 5. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the lids on. These containers I got from Amazon. I'll link all of the ware that I got, Tupperware, in the down below description. And what I love about these is that they're oven proof as well, because they are glass. This also makes them easy to clean. You can put them in the oven as well. They go in the freezer, any type of temperature they can handle. So I would definitely recommend these if you're gonna become more of a meal prepper on a weekly basis. But if you're just starting out, I would definitely just say, you know, take yourself down to Walmart and get the little plastic meal prep containers until you know for sure this is what you want to do, because these are not cheap. They're not like super expensive, but you can definitely go down and get you a $10, you know, plastic container for about 20. These, I believe I had to buy 2 sets and that was around $100. Hey y'all, so I forgot to make an outro for this video, so I want to make it right now, and I want to say thank you all for watching. Please leave a like us in the comment and subscribe, all of it if you want, or none of it, you know. But thank you again, and I hope to see you in my next video.